The Tigers going into their second game of the season in what might be their scariest matchup of the entire year. No, not the Tigers against UIC, but top-ranked freshman James Wiseman against the NCAA. Tennessee down by 18 in the second half just to come storming back to force overtime. Now, I know I can make a mean game preview, but this one was kind of out of hand. Take a look at the big screens up here. They're lower for tonight's action. They're getting ready to find out what's going to happen here tonight. Now, there's so much excitement with this pick because it's one of the highest picks the Grizzlies have had in nearly 10 years. We're one day away from the first ever WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational teeing off, which means the golfers, well, they're all here. Johnny Memphis, I like that. As you can imagine, guys, a pretty exciting day here at the Liberty Bowl as Johnny Manziel was officially introduced with the Memphis Express. Coach Penny Hardaway calling the Knights one of the hottest teams in the entire league, and that's a pretty accurate assessment. For White, it's been a long journey to get here. Coming out of high school, he was the 54th ranked player by Rivals.com. But don't worry, I think things are going to go just a little bit differently this time around. The Grizzlies have their eyes set on a guy named Jamya Brown out of Murray State. Anadela Rosa completed her best year yet, scoring 6 goals and had 4 assists. The festivities getting started bright and early tomorrow. The Tiger Walk starts at 8:30, gates open at 9, kickoff is set for 11. With kickboxing, the best way to describe it is, well, it's kind of like it sounds. You can use your feet, you can use your hands. I think when fans see Conley here in this building watching the tribute video, having a box of Kleenex nearby might be a good idea. And Mike, real quick, I want to show you the Tigers uniforms tonight, rocking some fresh threads. They got the black helmets with the blue stripes, the first time they've worn those. They certainly look ready to go. Kickoff is in about 30 minutes. Should be a fun one. Live inside the Liberty Bowl, Megan Rice, News Channel 3 Sports. They call him the Body Snatcher for his devastating shots to the body. Omar Boyd is the top-ranked kickboxer in the United States and the 8th in the world.
My will is unlike any fighter. I mean, I won't stop. I mean, if my hand breaks in the fight, if my jaw break or if anything, if I can still walk and hold my hands up, I won't stop fighting. I won't stop coming at you.
Now, there's tons of variations of fighting, but with kickboxing, the best way to describe it is, well, it's kind of like it sounds. You can use your feet, you can use your hands, and you can use your knees. But another rule is there are no takedowns.
They don't want you grabbing, they just want constant action. All of the body is fair game for, you know, your hand, feet, and knees.
In the ring, he is relentless, determined, and undefeated in the world's premier kickboxing league, Glory. But outside the ring,
I work at My Utility Structure here in Memphis, about 20 minutes away. We just design steel structures.
That's right. When he's not snatching bodies, he is a family man, instructor, inspirational speaker, and civil engineer.
My coworkers, they call me the uncivil engineer. So yeah, they watch my fights. You know, they really trip off of me, but they talk lightly around me.
You have to be driven to be a kickboxer. While it's popular in Europe, it hasn't caught fire yet in the United States. Boyd's the top kickboxer in the country, and he's unsponsored, still working a 9-to-5 job. He does this because it's what he loves. It's his passion.
I want to be remembered forever. You know, it could be on a small scale, on a large scale. I know everyone I fight, every single person, they're gonna remember me for the rest of their life, you know, and until they die. They may tell their kids about me, you know, I fought Omar Boyd, you know, so I'll be remembered for the rest of my life. I have kids, you know, my legacy will live forever, so that's why I do it.
In Memphis, Megan Rice, News Channel 3 Sports. Yeah, Mike, we're just a couple days out from Thursday's first round of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. And today, a big wave of golfers coming in to hit the driving range and the practice greens. Now, we knew this day was coming, but to actually see these golfers here in Memphis at TPC Southwind, pretty unbelievable. From Phil Mickelson, Jason Day, Jordan Spieth to last year's winner in Memphis, Dustin Johnson, everywhere you looked was a top-name golfer. Today, only increased fans' excitement in the 901. But it's not just the city who's pumped. These players are too.
Yeah, I always love coming back to Memphis. It's a golf course that I've had a lot of success on. Obviously, it's great to see it now be a WGC. I think that's, it's great for FedEx. It's great for this town, and yeah, I'm excited to be back here playing, as a World Golf Championship.
While there are a lot of new faces to Southwind, like 2017 FedEx Cup champion Justin Thomas.
I'm excited to go get some barbecue at some point. We'll see if we can find some good spots, but I know it's going to be an enjoyable week.
There are also some who are just happy to return after years away.
I'm so excited to be back. I've missed being here. It's been a couple years since I've played, and I love the course. TPC Southwind's a fantastic golf course. It was fun to get back out, play a practice round, kind of refresh myself with some of the holes, and it's a fun golf course, and challenging as well. It's really a good setup.
I miss this place. I haven't played it in 9 years. I was 16, but I love it. It's just at a really tough time in the schedule. It has been in the past before the U.S. Open and after my my hometown events. So I'm really pumped to be here personally.
And Mike, a really cool moment that happened earlier today that I just have to mention. Justin Thomas received custom designed golf shoes by former St. Jude patient and 14-year-old Bailey. Today he received those shoes from a FedEx bot named Roxa. It was really awesome to see. And Thomas says he plans on wearing those shoes for all 4 days of the tournament.
And we tell people, give us one game and we'll, show you what we're about.
It's arguably one of the hottest groups in Memphis, and no doubt the loudest. The Bluff City Mafia is all the rage these days, and its growing popularity can be linked to its early start.
We were told about 6 months out before the club was actually ever announced. Said, listen, we want you guys to do what you do for American Outlaws and bring that to, to Memphis 901, and we were on board since then.
Bluff City Mafia is led by a select few leaders, or as they like to call it, capos.
I'm the female capo of the Bluff City Mafia. And I was like, why is there not a female up there? And I was just like, we love soccer too. And the challenge they gave me, they said, Molly, if you're up here, you gotta yell. And I was like, oh, watch. So I got up there, they gave me the megaphone, they're like, she's good.
And as you could have guessed,
my day job, I'm a financial analyst.
I knew it.
Yeah, right. It's something very, mediocre and average.
I'm a pricing analyst at AutoZone.
But while those real jobs help pay the bills, it's being capo that gets the thrills.
Definitely a priority. Once you experience the energy, you'll understand why it's addictive. It becomes your family almost overnight. A lot of the people that are members of the Bluff City Mafia, that's what it's become to them.
Getting to do this on a week in and week out basis it's the best thing ever.
So what does it take to be in this mafia? Time for your crash course. There's a membership fee that hooks you up with the essentials. Before every match, the fun starts at the brass door. Think tailgating on a college football Saturday, but soccer style. So it's in a pub. Then things get riled up with the march to AutoZone Park. Cue the drums.
The march sets the tone for the game. And if you get everybody kind of amped for the march, and we go down an alley here, and an alley is so very Memphis-esque. It's you can't beat it.
Then when you get inside, the atmosphere is unrivaled. Constant singing and yelling all 90 minutes.
Don't think you can just pay your fee and be in the Bluff City Mafia. You have to have energy, you have to bring it in, you gotta know these songs.
And it's not easy being in the Bluff City Mafia or being a capo. Take it from these guys. It's a workout.
We'll do anywhere from 7 to 11 miles on top of the dugout, just jumping up and down, running back and forth, because you just got to keep that crowd hyped for 90 minutes. There's not really a stopping point. The Grizz line is my saving grace because they'll take over and play drums for a minute. I can all right, where's the water? Pass it up here. Let's dab off the sweat. All right, back into it.
We try to make the game just an absolute cauldron, just make it an absolute nightmare for the opposing team to play in for 90 minutes.
So in the end, it's all worth it for these fans that love their soccer, love their city, and love their team.
We're here to be a vocal point and a support mechanism for Memphis 901 FC because at the end of the day, it's this tradition that we can bring together and make an impact.
Only in its first season and already a 901 FC staple. At AutoZone Park, Megan Rice, News Channel 3 Sports. 21 years old, college athlete, cancer. Those are three things that should never go together. But unfortunately, that's not the case for CBU soccer star Anadela Rosa.
Determination and just driving, hard-headedness. If my coaches were like, you can take a break, I'm like, no.
CBU's season ended on October 30th. De La Rosa completed her best year yet, scoring 6 goals and had 4 assists. Then just several weeks later, she was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia.
It happened in a span of really like 48 hours. I did the test, or I got the biopsy, found out my results, be here by 8 a.m. tomorrow. And I was just like, and I actually told my doctor when he called, I said, well, I have like a presentation tomorrow. Can I like push that back? And he was like, no, you gotta be here.
You come off the season that she just had. You know, personally, it's just remarkable, you know, what she achieved, and in the same time, just devastating when we heard the news.
Since her diagnosis, Anna has been on the attack, undergoing several rounds of chemotherapy. Her cancer is now in remission. Gaining the upper hand in a battle she's not fighting alone.
Having so much support, especially from CBU, from Houston, from the local area, everyone just, it was just like knowing that I wasn't in this by myself, for sure. I think, like I always said, you know, like everything happens for a reason. So I just knew like there would be a greater purpose from this. Like I have a greater purpose to live a new life.
Becoming an inspiration to the younger kids at St. Jude.
Just like being able to guide people through this, because I'm obviously 21, but those kids aren't. And so I think being able to guide parents through this rough time and know what to do, how to parent, how to handle things, it's just like, I think is kind of like a responsibility of mine.
Anna is determined to return for her senior season and won't let leukemia stand in her way.
It was never in the question. When I got diagnosed, I actually like asked my doctor, I was like, how soon can I be out here? Because I got to start by August.
We've got her number 9 jersey waiting for her. I mean, no one's taking it.
I'm graduating on time. I'm still going to play. And yeah, because I mean, I have a life to live. I got to get on with it. So yeah, it was never in the question. I look forward to it every day.
Let's get it.
8 years ago, Memphis Inner City Rugby set out to expand athletic and academic opportunity for the 901U.
We really believe deeply in our student athletes and the effect that a sport can have on them when it's fused the right way with education and great coaches and great mentors.
A program that 12-year-old Jamya Brown is making the most of, as she's not just one of the best players on her team, but also one of the best leaders.
I like rugby because sometimes I get excited and I like to run around when we win a game. So I just run around the field until I'm tired. I like catching and scoring the touchdowns.
You got any touchdown celebrations? What are they?
She's amazing. Jamya is a leader. She's spirited. Nothing can get her down, and she's brave, you know, because she's one of the only girls on her team, but she is the best player, in my opinion.
She brings leadership. She brings talent, integrity. She's the sort of hardworking kid that everyone wants on their team and in their classroom, to be honest.
Jamya was introduced to rugby about a year ago by her principal, and now she's getting an opportunity of a lifetime, representing not just the city of Memphis, but the entire country.
What's in there? Can you turn around and show everybody?
Jamya's coach nominated her, and today DHL surprised the 12-year-old at practice, letting her know she won a trip to Japan and will present the match ball ahead of the USA-France World Cup match this October.
I thought I was going to lose because Ms. Hitchcock said the letter was going to come in the mail, but it never came. So my brother kept saying, you're not going to get it, you're not going to get it, you're not going to get it. So that's why I was surprised.
Anytime a young person is able to go out of the country or even out of their own state, experience a different culture, see people in a different setting, or travel, you know, I think those are like life-changing opportunities.
Just as a student athlete, to be able to experience that at such a young age and pioneer a sport that no one else in her community has played before, and now to be going to Japan to represent all of us on the biggest stage in the world of rugby, we're just so proud of her, and no one is more deserving than Jamya and her family.
While she hasn't been around entirely too long, Jamya says today was one of her favorite days yet.
I was excited because I get to go to a new place.
This will be Jamya's second time flying on a plane, and it's going to be just a little bit longer than her previous trip. That was to Florida. In Memphis, Megan Rice, News Channel 3 Sports.